Hello everyone! How are you doing? Okay, today I'm going to talk about taboo in the Philippines. What things or topics and that are usually taboo in the Philippines. So, taboo is divided into three types. First, cultural, religion, second, and the third one is food. Actually, there's a lot and even etiquettes along with it and superstitions, customs. So I'll just give you a bit for now. So let's first discuss on 5 taboo topics which are not really discussed in the Philippines. First one is, this is really number 1, infidelity and extramarital affairs. Now, you all know that we always have this one woman, one man policy because we always believe that marriage, relationships, love is a lifetime commitment and is sacred to us. So we take it really serious and we always want to make it the first and the last. I repeat it all the time. Infidelity and extramarital affairs are really considered extremely taboo in the Philippines. It is because it is a cultural norm to be loyal to your partner, and any affairs out of this nature remain hush hush. So even if some people will know, it's gonna be really very secret, and they're very careful not to to spread the gossip. But it's gossip, so news have wings. But they are not brutally telling that to everyone, just by themselves, and they talk behind your back, especially because they're shy at the same time to confront you or to ask you or to interfere and meddle with your personal affairs or personal life, because again, it also has to do with respect of each one's personal life. Although gossip is like a thing in the Philippines, they have a bit of penchant of gossips, but it's not like very obviously discussed, like very open to discuss about that. Talking about any topics related to this is hugely frowned by the society because it's like out of the norms. It's like you have really committed a big mistake and like it's a crime for the society, in the society, that if you do infidelity, especially when you are married already. So we also understand silently that man's nature is to go and sleep around like that, but it isn't really discouraged. And if your girlfriend knows about that you cheated and betrayed, like might probably a cause of your separation, she will immediately not immediately, but there is really a tendency that she will, although she will forgive you, but she will not continue with the relationship anymore. Mostly, that's how we see it. I told you also yesterday about the story of my dad, and that is really true because on his funeral, actually it's not just two. Because I remember when during the funeral, so if you could see, there are some programs on YouTube that there's couples, so one caught the other, the wife or the boyfriend or the husband with another woman, and then with the police, then chink, you will be in court and you will be really imprisoned. So that's how serious adultery, concubinage, bigamy in the Philippines. So it is really not a thing. There are a lot of people who secretly have affairs, but to put it in the open, and if you're really already taken and you are already married, even if they see you with other women, like, they will feel or observe that it's like a different level of closeness. That's a start of something different, thinking of the society on between you, that you have probably be suspected or you will be talked about that you have some special relationship or an affair. So it's not common. Another one is sex. So again, I also mentioned this, that we don't openly talk about this even with our parents, because again, it's just an act that we do after marriage, and also in case it is not avoided, because time changes, but it's not that brutal like in the other part of the world. And if in case you will do that, you have to be secret, that nobody knows about that you already did premarital sex. Or you as a woman, you have to be sure that you gave and surrendered your virginity to your boyfriend, not to just a random guy or just an acquaintance or just a friend that you just experiment or you just most of the women also wanted to give their virginity to their boyfriend, and they will make sure that that boyfriend will be their husband soon. And if the family knows that you already surrendered your flag, prepare for an immediate marriage. I already mentioned that also in my previous videos. This topic on sex is not very open to talk and discuss, and it's really considered taboo. That's why we are not really familiar, and it's not popular to use condoms there, and contraceptives and other toys, and even nappies are you're shy to buy. So before, you cannot buy these things in just anywhere, or in, let's say, a grocery store, or you cannot see them. It's in the pharmacy, and just limited. Not all pharmacies or drugstores have those things. But now some groceries are already selling that, big ones, because of course time changes, and some are doing also already contraceptives, because for couples to limit the number of children, because of the population. So it was actually promoted by the government before, only for married couple, not for everybody or for just anyone. So actually, our public health center, are giving free condoms and free contraceptive pills, but you have to prove that you are married. You have your marriage certificate and blah blah blah. So so when you want, as teenagers and guys, it's very hard for the guys, because they're also shy to buy, even their males, because it's not common in the Philippines. Again, because we traditionally do the act. Again, when you are married couples, or yes, I already explained earlier. So that's the reason. Another topic that is taboo to discuss in the Philippines is unapproved political issues. So we are very sensitive on that, because as a sign of respect also to our government, because Filipinos are very nationalistic, patriotic, and yes, respectful to most of the issues, situations, and to everyone in the society. So as much as possible, we can talk about that within ourselves, just family, and we don't want anyone to hear about it. It's not really illegal, like you will be caught like communist thing. No, but it's also innate to us that we are sensitive to the issues and proper social norms. We also have issues on like racial issues. It's a taboo also. We don't openly discuss about that because again of respect. Next is religion and superstitious beliefs. So we also respect whatever belief you have. We respect that. There's a lot of superstitious beliefs in the Philippines. Even until now, we still follow the traditional way of healing, traditional way of quack doctor. We still go to them. For example, siblings couldn't marry within the same year. It's not allowed there. It's a taboo because it means like there's gonna be bad luck for the couples. For this time, I will just focus more on the cultural taboos in the Philippines. So first is not taking a shower before meeting someone is considered very rude. So body odor is a sign of disrespect. So shower lots, I told you before, or many videos you have seen that Filipinos take a shower 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, and even some more, especially in summer. You use a lot of soap, you have to use deodorants, maybe shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer. Deodorant is very important. Baby powder and baby cologne. Baby powder in your socks. Yes, my mom, I remember, oh my god, baby powder all over her bodies, even our private parts. She puts, and then she kisses it. She loves to kiss when you smell good. So it's like that. And yes, that's true about the tabo. We wash our bum with soap and water. Some may use tissue paper, but we still have to wash with water and soap after. Now for those, they have something like a bit ew with that. Of course, you don't put your hand first. You have to pour together your hand together with a lot of water, or if you have the bidet, a lot of water. Sometimes you already, this is the technique of most of us. Get the soap. The soap, of course, you have already wet hands, and then soap, and then make it bubble, and together with a lot of water, and like this. And of course, you have to wash carefully your hands after. You put alcohol and all this disinfectant too. We don't do it. We don't immediately go to the kitchen and of course not. Of course, Filipinos are very clean and hygienic, really. Even organized inside the home. Most of them. Of course, for those less fortunate brothers and sisters, of course, you would not expect that it is very organized at home, because like they live in like those informal settlers. So you wouldn't expect a really very clean place and homes and organized place, because their homes are just limited, or they just squat. So don't get ew with the bum bum. It's more clean. Especially not the bum bum, also the flower, our flowers, our stick in our flowers. Even we just go pee pee, we are not contented to use toilet paper, tissue paper, or wet wipes. We wanted it to really wash with soap and water. Number two is Filipinos will not take insult lightly. They are really very keen on that. They don't like to feel insulted. So if they're insulted, maybe you can get beaten up. It happens there. I'm just telling you. Because again, it all boils down to respect. So for them, they are not used to like cursing words or calling them names. So that's why it is like disrespectful. They will get insulted. So culture thing. Um, Next is not using serving spoons in food. So when you have like rice here, so there is a serving spoon. When you have another viand here, let's say a soup, there is a separate serving spoons like that. So yes, Filipinos love to eat by hands sometimes. Of course, they eat hands, but of course they have to wash their hands very well, not just because sometimes, especially when it's seafood like oyster, how what you do? How can you with a spoon and fork? Of course, you have to use your hands, and it's much more tastier. Tell you with the rice, and then you dip it with spicy vinegar. I'm salivating now. Okay. Number four, when you call, I also mentioned this last time. When you call a superior or an elder only by name, there are always these words that we integrate or we add up in the sentence, the end of the sentence. So there is also like addressing yourself and others in the third person, and then also lower tone of your voice. So it's not usual and like a typical Filipino trait that always like loud voice, loud tone, and a bit like always angry tone and argumentative tone. No, you can see that when the time comes or when the need arises. That's so we always follow the polite speech. Okay, so next one, number five, is pointing is a sign of aggression. So you cannot point at people like you do this. No, no. It's insulting and will create chaos after. It's like you're degrading, you're defaming, you're demeaning, you're disrespecting the other person. You cannot just, why? You. They will cut your finger. Maybe, okay, just okay, an exaggeration, but it happens really. But okay, seriously, it's not really common there, and it's not promoted, and it's a no-no to do that. You get in trouble, really. Okay, next is do not attack a woman, because again, this comes in that our respect to our women, our respect to our men are the same. We know when to act, when to stop. We know our boundaries, we know our limitations, we know our roles. So women are given importance and significance in the society because of the nurturing nature, the loving nature. That's how our men in our society see us women there. So if you hit a woman there or commit sexual assault, all she has to do is to just shout like help, like that, And people nearby, even bystanders, will come at you, and they will really are willing to beat you. Yeah, so be careful. That's true, really. They are so, Filipinos are very helpful in most all ways that they can. So especially when in times of danger, when in times of calamities, when in times of neighbors need help, they need to transfer, move to another house, people will help you there. We call it bayanihan system. So we have this feeling also, like automatic, like if they see you, you need help, you know, they will they will voluntarily help from the heart, sincerely. You have to conduct yourself properly around women, because women are considered as delicate there and feminine. So when you do something rude and disrespecting women, and she will shout, or she will just tell her family, yeah, the whole family, the whole clan will go after you. So the Philippines is also a patriarchal society and a matriarchal society. It's a balance, but we don't overlap each other's rights, responsibilities, roles. We know where we stand. There are instances, of course, there's always not a perfect place. So there will always be something like catcalling in the Philippines, but it is illegal and it is, again, discouraged. If you insult and you do this catcalling, name calling, and blah blah blah, you get into more trouble. Is a taboo, which I said already: infidelity, extramarital affairs, cheating. Because if you're caught in the act of fornicating, your spouse can kill you and your lover on the spot, really, if they're really this is not exaggeration, it happened, but I'm not threatening you, or I'm not scaring you, but just to let you know that when there is too much love will kill you. So too much love is dangerous too, I mean. But because of loyalty and fidelity in the Philippines, and exclusivity and territorial trait, it could happen, really. And there is like a crime of passion, because so the spouse will not be charged for any crime. Sometimes, but it's seldom also, of course. She or he will still undergo a lot of hearings in the court. But so another one is drugs is a taboo in the Philippines. Until now, weed is illegal. So there are a lot, of course, because this is a syndicate, so there's still a lot of cases of drug dealers there. But when you're caught, it is no bail. There's a Republic Act on that, and they're very strict. So if it's a syndicate, whether there's however strict the government is, there it will always pass. There's corruption and bribery and blah blah blah. Okay, so people in the Philippines really hate drugs generally. Okay, aside of course those who uses them, so they love it. But generally the populace doesn't like it, doesn't want it, doesn't like it. They hate it. Next is do not show off your wealth and your intellect. People hate it that you are bragging about that. If you are, let the people tell you that you praise you, recognize you, acknowledge you, but you yourself, you brag about that, you're wealthy, you will be like talk of the town, and people will brand you already that you are he is show off, he is arrogant, he is or she is superior, like that. It's not really a common trait of Filipinos, that you are showing off your wealth and your intellect. You just always, humility is very important also in the Philippines. If you're not, humble there, people will talk about you and they will be indifferent. They will pull back. They wouldn't be friendly to you. They will just not like, they don't like to talk to you or to be with you. Next one is, don't criticize the Philippines and its people and say your country is better than the Philippines. You see what happens in this issue? Filipinas didn't talk about that or didn't meddle in the issues. We already heard about this. But when they were dragged and they heard that the Philippines was included in the issues there, oh, you see how many Filipinos clap back really hard, some really okay, and they wouldn't stop until forever if you still continue to criticize the Philippines and the Filipinos and the Filipinas and the culture. Because they really have this sense of unity, sense of pride, sense of nationalism. We love our country so much. We are very sensitive to other people's feelings, to other people's beliefs. Sometimes personally I think that I like it better, like, just how we are. Like, we're not very rich country, or personally we are not a rich family like that, but or most of the Filipinos are not well off. A lot are less fortunate. For me, I think, the more that we are just, we are like that, is I'm happy personally, because you see, when you have nothing, you will appreciate more of life and you understand more of life. Then a lot of you maintain all these values most of the time, because when you have enough, I have observed, that's the time when people change, like their attitude and their ways and beliefs and principles towards life, their appreciation towards life, and how they value life. It's different. So when you have not much of everything, you know how to have compassion. You know how it feels when you have nothing. You know how it feels when other people get hurt. You know how it feels when there is suffering and pain. You know how it feels when there is disrespect, that it's not proper to do that, to do that to others. Because when you have too much of these things, you get this superior feeling and entitlement, and like a feeling that you have all the power in the world, that you can do anything, and you just simply can just disrespect and insult and demean other people. So that's my point of view. You get to appreciate more of life. So that's why, I'm still happy that the Philippines is just how it is now, because I'm proud that we still have this culture, beautiful culture and traditions, and we remain the same as doing these roles and respect to others, because we understand how life is precious and sweet, and how people are important in the society, in the civilization, according to their own respective roles. Thank you. Ciao.